Guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Piyusha and this video is going to be an all-in-all guide to Sri Lanka. I posted some YouTube vlogs last year and since then I have helped over 20 people plan their trip, and this one is going to be your crash course too. If you're here, that means you are considering the trip to Sri Lanka. I'm really excited for you because it was one of my best holidays, and in the same year we went there for the second time. In the next 10 minutes, you'll know why. So let's get started. We'll do this video in 3 parts. In first, I'll tell you what to expect from a Sri Lankan vacation and who is it for. In the second, I'll give you all the details you need to plan your trip. And in the third, I'll give you the best things that you cannot miss and how to design your itinerary according to what you like and my itinerary. What to expect. So imagine a country that looks almost like India but is like a size of a state. Let's say Gujarat, and 5 to 7 hours you can cover the entire country by road, but has all the culture and variety of landscapes that you would see in India with 1/50th of the population. So I always tell people that Sri Lanka is like a giant hotel where everybody is making sure that you feel welcome. They are going beyond their means to help you figure things out, and you'll never have a moment of operational errors in Sri Lanka. They're the nicest, warmest people who will go all in to make sure you have a great time in their country. The food is great, the culture is great, the landscape is awesome. There's so much variety of things that you can do and experience. Who is it for? It's an ideal vacation to send your parents on because operation wise everything is sorted. You just have to book a car that will pick you up from the airport and drop you back at the airport. The car and the driver will be with you throughout your trip, and they'll even be your guide and not just the driver. Second, it's great for couples, it's great for a laid-back holiday, and it's great for adventure lovers or nature lovers, wildlife lovers. It's also ideal for students or budget backpackers because it's super duper affordable. Third, the crisis. I get a lot of concerns from people that is Sri Lanka safe to travel after the crisis. I went there once right before the crisis and once right after it, and I did not face any issues at all. There are some power cuts, but most hotels would have generators. The food prices and all are a little more expensive, but it doesn't affect us because their currency has also fallen a bit. So converting it with INR, it almost remains the same. And otherwise, safety-wise, there are no issues at all. In fact, people appreciate your business so much more, and you'll see that in everything that they do for you. More than anything else, their salaries did not increase as much as the inflation, and they really need our business right now. So I wanted to play a part in supporting them through this rough time, and I think this is the right time for us to travel to Sri Lanka. Cool. Now that you know what to expect, coming to how you can go ahead and plan. So Sri Lanka is the quickest trip you can plan because the visa comes in like half an hour, and you actually don't really have to figure a lot of things out. You can just go and figure things out on the way. So number 1 is Commute, because that is the most important part. So you can either book a tuk-tuk for yourself through tuk-tuk rentals. So like it costs about $20 to $22 per day, and it's a self-drive tuk-tuk like India ka auto, and you'll be driving it around entire Sri Lanka, and gives you a lot of freedom to enjoy panoramic views and stop wherever you want to. Second is booking a car. I'll leave my driver's contact here. Metha was a great guy and he has a couple of cars now. He charges $66 a day, which covers his stay and food and everything, so you don't have to pay anything extra over $66 a day. The advantage of having a driver and a car is you can keep your luggage in there and just keep roaming around all the time. There's no upper limit to the places that you can visit, like he's yours for the entire trip. The second advantage is, so the drivers then become so much more than drivers because they guide you through your trip. They'll have contacts in every service, everything. Like for example, currency, he'll have some friends who can give you the best rate. Anything that you want during your trip, you can just ask him and he'll get it done for you. That's a guarantee. They never say no. When we were visiting Ella by train, he dropped us at the station. Previous day, he had stood in the line and gotten train tickets for us, and when we reached Ella, he was there to pick us up also with our luggage in his car. So that's how sorted it becomes if you book a driver. So this is ideal for honeymooners or people who don't mind spending this amount, and especially people who don't want to, figure out different legs of their trip separately. For example, when you're doing a parents trip, this is the ideal way to go about then. Thanks to Metha, we visited some really offbeat places which we would have had no idea about otherwise. So Bhaiya realized that we are really fascinated by these plantations, and he said, I have a really nice spot, and we just came here, and this is really such a nice spot. I really can't believe all the beauty that's there on all fucking four sides. So beautiful. We were all alone there and we had that entire piece of heaven just for ourselves to enjoy. So highly recommend this route. Third option is to book different legs separately, like using Uber or trains, or there's another cab service called Picme. And this is also fine if you want to just go from stop to stop to stop. But let me warn you, it's not as easy to get a cab like it is here in India. So I wouldn't say it's very ideal, but if you need to, you can save a lot of cost by going this route. What's the best time to plan? So Sri Lanka is a tropical paradise and it has great weather throughout the year. But December to April is when you can enjoy the west and south coast, and the rest of the months you can enjoy north and east. The central area is good throughout the year. Both the times we went in December and we went to central and south and west. What kind of accommodations to book? Sri Lanka has a variety of options for all kind of travelers. They have amazing resorts, they have small homestays and everything in between. Everything will be super culture rich, it will mostly be family owned and will have a lot of wholesome feels to it, that's for sure. And people will serve you with the warmest of smiles, and it's all so heartwarming for me. Food. Their food is actually very similar to us Indians. Their traditional food is curries and rice, which you'll find in almost all restaurants. दाल चावल भी मिलेगा हर जगह. तो जब भी अपने खाने से बोर हो गए तो दाल चावल का तो ऑप्शन है ही. There are other kinds of cafes also, continental, but not as much as a place like Bali. You'll find vegan options also because their traditional curries and rice are veg also and non-veg also. Everything will have a nice coconut flavor to it, a little different than our Indian curries, but you can always ask them to make it a little spicy. I'll just put a list of some of the restaurants that I tried and loved. Wherever you're staying, there will be a lot of good restaurants around you. Just go by their Google rating and have something that they are famous for. A lot of restaurants also offer Sri Lankan style cooking classes where they'll teach you how to make those curries, and then later you can have them also, which is a very interesting thing to try. Flights and visa. Flights you can get for as cheap as 20,000 return, even if you book like 3-4 weeks early. Flights are very straightforward. Cheapest are from Chennai, so if you can fly till there. Otherwise, from all metro cities, you'll get direct flights to Colombo. Visa for Indians is super simple. You have to apply online on this website called ETA. I'll put the link here. Pay about 2,000 rupees and the visa comes in like half an hour, so it's super duper simple. What are the best places that you should not miss? Number 1 is Safari, Yala National Park. It's very popular amongst tourists. I have never been there because we are not as interested in safari, but next time definitely we'll go. You can spot a lot of elephants, crocodiles, wild boars, and a lot more. Number 2 is Novara Elia. It's called Little England because of the colonial architecture, and it has a lot of tea plantations and a really sweet vibe like Munnar if you have been to in Kerala. Third for me is Bentoda River Safari. I had a great time there and it's just 1.5 hours from Colombo, so I would say do not miss that.
Guys, meet Sasha. Sasha, say hi. You want this? Want more of this?
Fourth is surfing in one of the beach towns like Veligama. Veligama has all sorts of surf breaks from beginner to intermediate to advanced levels, and a lot of surf schools which charge $15 to $20 for one surf session. So it's super affordable also. So if you want to learn surfing or you're already a surfer, I'm sure you'll have a great time in Veligama or one of the other surf towns. Fifth is definitely take the train ride from Novara Elia to Ella or Kandy to Ella. It's a super scenic train ride. Some people say it's the best in the world also. And definitely visit Gaul. It has a beachside fort and a very cute market with boutique hotels and shops and a lot of French, Dutch inspired architecture. Very cute. There's also Sigiriya Rock. We did not go there. A really cool historic monument. which has a lot of stories attached to it. If you are into temples, do visit Kandy as well. Overall, there are a lot of waterfalls, there are a lot of treks leading up to pretty viewpoints like hilltops, like in Ella, Little Adams Peak. So do try those things. Now, since this was my second time in Sri Lanka, I'll also give you two offbeat things that you should definitely do. One is visit the coastal town Tengal. It was amazing. I've never seen those kind of huge waves before crashing right in front of you. Like, it's no cliffs. The scale of that beach is humongous, and we also saw turtles hatching, which was out of the world. That was one of my best experiences ever. Second is Horton Plains National Park. These are huge plains and like national park. If you're able to book a stay around it, you'll find nice chalets built in between lush green forests and like in the middle of nowhere, with treks and waterfalls within the property itself at times. We had planned for it, but we couldn't go because it was raining heavily. But if you have the option, definitely do not miss Horton Plains. Talking about cities that you should not miss, Nuwara Elia for sure, Ella, then one of the beachy towns like Unavatuna and Mirissa. You can keep that as the base and definitely visit Gaul. If you're into surfing, don't miss Veligama. And finally, while going back, you can stop at Bentota. Here is my curated 12 days itinerary for you. Start at Colombo and travel to central Sri Lanka, the cultural triangle. 2 days in Little England or Nuwara Elia between lush green tea plantations. Then a picturesque train journey to Ella for its waterfalls, small treks leading to pretty viewpoints. On day 5th, we move south. Take a day to stop over at Yala National Park and visit baby elephants. Days 6 and 7 are for the coastal town Tangaul. Best offbeat beaches, turtle watching and kayaking. Move over to Mirissa for whale watching or just chilling and sipping cocktails at the beach. Next 2 days, keep Unavatuna as base and explore Gaul for busy beach town vibe, boutique, cafes, shops. If you're into surfing, 1 or 2 days in Veligama too. Lastly, a day in Bentota for mangrove forest safari, a cherry on top of your already memorable trip. Fly back from Colombo. Cool. I hope you got everything that you needed. As an end note, I would like to say Sri Lanka is literally a tropical paradise. It has the best of culture, warmest people ready to welcome you with open arms, a variety of picturesque landscape, and so many activities for the nature lover in you and for the adventure lover in you. So I hope you plan a trip soon. If you have any other doubts, mention them in the comments and I'll be happy to help, or you can reach out to me on Instagram while you're planning and I can be sort of your personal guide in planning. Please make sure you hit the like button for the algorithm, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel because your support will mean everything to me and it will make sure I can bring more such videos for you guys. I have another video on how to plan Bali, so if that is also on your mind, you can check out that video as well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!